Welcome to episode 23 of the Game Fanatics Show, brought to you by Michael Jordan.
No. This episode is not really brought to you by the Sneaker Maven, but we're equally as excited to announce that we are now partnered with Yoush. Very awesome news. Anyway, I'm your host, Fanatical G.
And I'm Rai Kayari.
Speaking of what we were talking about with Yoush, peep our YouTube page, link below, subscribe, sit back, and await the awesomeness to invade your minds. Shout out to my boy Gnarly Rick for all the hard work we put in. Really appreciate it. Now, today we're going to be bringing you the hottest video game and tech news of the week. Ryan and I are also going to talk about the future of THQ's titles and IPs. And by the way, we're giving something very special away to one lucky viewer. And we'll pull in our awesome Nintendo-loving director, Arnell, from behind the cameras to talk about the latest Nintendo Direct. But first, Ryan, man, what have you been playing?
It's not really a game. I played Little Inferno. I played on Steam, but it's also available on the Wii U. It's a fireplace simulator. You burn things and then you burn combos of things. It's really neat. It's made by the same people who made World of Goo, but there's a story behind it. I don't want to talk so much about it, but it's an emotional story. It's a fireplace simulator, but it's an emotional story. It's kind of neat. So I highly recommend it. Don't know if it's like $15. I don't know if it's worth $15, but if you can get a chance, play Little Inferno.
Cool. I've been playing Ace Combat. It just dropped on the PC.
Nice.
I've been enjoying some of that. It's really cool. I mean, Ace Combat was the game that got me into, the PS2. So it's a nice little homage. Yeah, sweet. Nice. All right, now we're going to talk about the video game news. So stick around, guys.
Crysis 3 Open Beta has started! Crytek says the Crysis 3 Open Multiplayer Beta will hit the PlayStation 3, PC, Xbox 360 on January 29th with 2 modes and 2 maps. Head over to Crysis.com to get the beta.
The Cave is now available for download. A review will be coming on the site very soon. Sega has announced that their masterpiece, The Cave, which was developed with the help of Double Fine Productions, is now available for download on the PlayStation Network, Nintendo eShop on the Wii U, Xbox Live Arcade, and on Steam.
This is a sad day for veteran Halo 2 fans as online multiplayer for the PC version is finally coming to an end. Bungie has decided to finally pull its plug on its fabled Halo 2 on Friday, February 15th, so say farewell. Matches over LAN will still be possible. So if you wish to play, you can still do that. As far as playing over Bungie servers, that's a different story.
Though Blizzard hasn't spoken a word about it in months, it is claimed that Blizzard All-Stars, Blizzard's own Dota-like MOBA, that was revealed at BlizzCon 2010 has not been forgotten. One of 4 internally developed mods for StarCraft 2 Blizzard All-Stars was intended to be released around the same time as the Heart of Swarm expansion, though now it seems like it will be a standalone game, meaning that it will be playable for those who do not have StarCraft 2. Really awesome, really excited, this looks really cool.
Gears of War fans, today GameStop, Microsoft, and Epic Games has announced that fans across the United States will be able to obtain early access to its new Overrun mode to join the fight against the Locust Horde. Early access on Xbox Live will begin on March 15th, exclusive to those who are GameStop PowerUp Rewards members.
Following the announcement of Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen last year, we have finally been able to shed some light on details surrounding the expansion into the new world. Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen is scheduled to be released for both the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 on April 23rd in North America and the 26th in Europe. Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen is the next chapter in the Dragon's Dogma franchise. It will also be available as both a physical disc and a digital download, and will deliver a brand new area to explore, missions, enemies, and more, plus content from the original game.
Junction Point Studios, the makers of Disney's Epic Mickey, is no more. It's more bad news for an industry that has already seen one of its biggest publishers, THQ, disappear and another development studio, Vigil, shut down.
Splinter Cell fans rejoice with the announcement of the Blacklist Paladin Multi-Mission Aircraft Edition. The special edition comes with a flurry of items such as a poster, a graphic novel, in-game items, and an actual freaking remote control C-147B Paladin aircraft modeled after the in-game Paladin Mobile Center. Awesome.
Check out this week's Comic Fanatic with our boy Greg. He'll be going over the Uncanny X-Force, Batwoman, and the Young Avengers.
We've uploaded 2 videos from our CES 2013 adventures, including our 12-minute behind-the-scenes closed doors with our friends of Steel series. Remember last week Ryan and I talked about their upcoming Apex line of keyboards. We also stopped by the Blue Microphones booth to get the scoop on their latest mic, the Nessie. It's a sweet mic for everyone from podcasters to musicians, and it's packing some solid hardware. You can catch that and other full interviews in our Fanatical Tech playlist on our YouTube channel.
A lot of Fanatical trailers have dropped this week, including the Aliens Colonial Marines Kick-Ass trailer, a new cinematic trailer for Injustice Gods Among Us, the Bioshock Infinite Industrial Revolutions trailer, which has pre-order details, a new trailer for the Gears of War Judgement, and the Hitman HD Trilogy launch trailer. You can see all these trailers and more in full HD on our YouTube channel. Also check out thegamefanatics.com for new information on Mass Effect 3 and the Black Ops 2 DLCs.
Alright guys, now stick around after the break for our top 5 games of 2013, as well as our discussion on THQ, their assets, and where the heck all of their games are going. And we'll be pulling in our awesome director Arnell to talk about Nintendo Direct. Don't forget, we'll announce what THQ related item we'll be giving away later on in the show. Alright, this is our first Fanatical 5 of the year, and for those who don't know, Fanatical 5s are a quick countdown of our top 5 anything. Today's topic, the 5 most anticipated games of 2013. Now 2013 is shaping up to be a monumental year for gaming, with new consoles on the horizon, but we believe the best is still to come. Starting off at number 5, SimCity. Now this open-ended city building simulation game has been all the rage of late, especially with its recent beta. The reboot pays homage to SimCity 4 and SimCity 3000 while delivering a plethora of new features and a completely updated look. SimCity has no release date, but it is slated to be out on shelves in the spring. Coming in at number 4, God of War Ascension. The God of War returns to our PlayStations in God of War Ascension, and the prequel to the 6-game-long series, featuring a revamped combat and weapon system, an immersive, dynamic world with new puzzles and minigames, and a first-in-the-series multiplayer mode. God of War Ascension is setting up to be one of the most colossal games of 2013. Another reboot enters our Fanatical 5 as Lara Croft returns in what is one of the best-selling video game franchises of all time. Thank you, Kanye. Tomb Raider. Though a reboot, this sets the stage for a brand new telling of the Lara Croft story, reconstructed for the current generation, thus being the first Tomb Raider game to be rated M. We can only wonder why. Amnesia has never looked so good as you play a memory hunter roaming through the streets of Paris in the year 2084. With so many new features and elements such as memory remixing and a unique combo creation system, Remember Me is poised to be one of the most unique and interesting games of 2013.
Try to get around her!
I'm the hunter! Why am I being hunted?
While it is the last one, it certainly is one of the best ones. The Last of Us, a game that we have been looking forward to since its debut at the 2011 VGAs. The Last of Us is looking to be a survival horror game like no other. The game is said to be inspired by the books I Am Legend, No Country for Old Men, and the Walking Dead comic book series. Couple that with a heart-gripping plot and interesting gameplay, we could have what could be one of the best survival games of all time. So there you have it, folks, your Game Fanatics most anticipated video games of 2013. Don't forget to check out the site, www.thegamefanatics.com, and subscribe to our YouTube for more Fanatical Fives. All right, now today we're going to be talking about kind of a little somberness. THQ. Man. Yeah, it really does suck. We're pouring one out.
Pouring one out.
But yeah, so THQ's assets got sold. They actually were denied their loan, so they had no other option.
That sucks, dude. I mean, THQ was there since I was a kid. I remember the games back then, but
yeah, that does suck. But you know what doesn't suck? This awesome rim job shirt. Now we're gonna be giving this away to one of our lucky viewers who comments on our videos. So all you gotta do, watch the video, comment, whatever, and we'll pick the best ones. Enter as many times as you like. This shirt is awesome, and you may or may not get rim jobs. We can't guarantee that, but you can it'll be a start.
You can remember THQ with this awesome rim job shirt.
That is true. That is true.
We gotta remember because they're always near to our hearts. They own a lot of our favorite franchises.
I know. I remember. You know, it's always. It's almost been a really inevitable moment. Like I remember back in 2010 when THQ posted such a huge loss, $47 million.
Oh, dude,
that was crazy. And so everybody kind of expected that to happen.
Yep, but I mean, we expected them to. Well, as a gamer, I wanted them to kind of dig some stuff out of it.
But but the truth of the matter is that their numbers have not really looked good since then. And like I said, the company was denied their loan, and so it pretty much went to the birds, man. Everybody was picking at THQ's assets, and finally, the dust settled, and some companies walked away with some really cool stuff.
Here's a few things. Sega purchased Relic for $2.6 million. They get Company of Heroes, Warhammer 4K, and some additional
titles, which is interesting.
Additional titles.
We don't know what those titles are. Nobody knows what those titles are, so we're kind of waiting to see where they're going with that. But their statement when they were asked about why they purchased them and those games specifically was that they wanted to further reinforce their PC game development capabilities in the US and in Europe, because that Warhammer is not really a US heavy game.
No,
it's played a lot more in the UK.
But here's the thing though, Sega, they went Total War, Total War, Warhammer, Total Warhammer. Sega, do it.
I like where you're going with that.
That's gonna be a lot of epic big space battles with your space marine. Look, Warhammer 40K and then medieval Warhammer. Awesome.
That will be awesome. All right, now another one. Koch Media, the UK conglomerate that owns Deep Silver, right?
Yeah, for Dead Island fame.
Exactly. Now they purchased Volition and 4A Games for $22.3 million. Now we know 4A, Metro: The Last Light coming up. And of course, Volition, Saints Row the Third. We had a really good review about that, and of course, we got the shirt and Saints Row the Fourth
and Red Faction.
Red Faction. Now, this is really interesting. Specifically, in terms of Saints Row, they purchased specifically other assets for Saints Row 4. Now, this really looks promising for Volition. I'm pretty sure that all these companies that kind of are caught in the shift really want to know that they have a stable income and they have a job. Really,
I'm glad that Volition's kind of still together. Didn't know about what Koch was, so I kind of got nervous. It's like, hey, who the hell is Koch? And what are they gonna do with Volition? Because I want to see a new Saints Row. I like it more than Grand Theft Auto, but my fears are allayed a little bit because they own Deep Silver, so they know how to. They're in the game business for a little bit. So
Deep Silver also made Arisen, right? Arisen 2?
Risen, the Arisen 2 games. I think we saw that at PAX last year.
Yeah. So that's interesting because of Metro. I really want to see Metro keep going. I really want to see a really good Metro game.
It's an underrated title.
Yeah, it really is. Now, also, Crytek. This is probably one of the most exciting ones. Crytek purchased Homefront. Now, we've been talking about this for months. They purchased this title for $500,000. That is crazy. But dude, can you imagine Homefront on CryEngine?
Yes. Dude,
crack? Homecrack, it's gonna be awesome, man.
Did they
I'm
even
telling
spend
you,
$500,000 to make Homefront 1?
man, they probably spent really more than they had to, but they said that they really did not want to see this title die. They felt like they could put something into it, and I totally agree.
With Crytek in the game, I think it'll be a good like battle with Call of Duty, Battlefield, and then Crytek throwing their hat in with Homefront.
Yeah,
that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, and you know, Crytek UK is gonna be working on Homefront 2,
Yes.
and though right now no word of the release date is, has been released, but we can right now really assume that the date has not changed. It's supposed to be be released in the Q4 of THQ's 2013 year, so sometime between April 2013 and February 2014. So we're still kind of, we don't really know if that still stands.
Yeah.
But I mean, we'll see. It's really interesting.
It might be grim for THQ, but we're seeing a lot of titles go to some people that are really good. So I'm excited for the games that are still going to come out. Take-Two, they purchased Turtle Rock.
Yeah, $10.8 million. Now, who the hell is Turtle Rock? They actually are making this game called Evolve. We kind of heard about it a couple of years back. Nobody still really knows about it, but Turtle Rock made the original Left 4 Dead. Right? That's awesome. Now,
really?
Turtle Rock actually, the studio actually put up their own offer to buy their own title. They put up $250K, but going up against $10.8 million. What do you? That's
going against Take-Two.
That's sad. But Take-Two really just took it all.
It's
really.
kind of sad trying to see the devs trying to keep a hold of their own IP. It's one of the sad parts of this whole buy. I mean, not a lot of people are losing their jobs or having their jobs shifted, but seeing your baby and trying to buy your baby back and not successful, dude. Yeah, it's kind of sad.
Yeah, that is. And now Ubisoft purchased THQ Montreal and South Park Studios.
Very excited about that.
$5 million for both companies. South Park Studios really did not want to sell the Stick of Truth license, and nobody really wants to, like you said, sell their baby off. But
here's the thing, though, if they want to be, I trust Ubisoft to release that game. I mean, Ubisoft will probably come in and say, we can get this out in 3 months, and then South Park is just like, okay, because what choice do they have? They have no way else to publish this game other than leaning on a big publishing company like Ubisoft.
Yeah, I agree. Now, with all this, and as the dust settles, I want to ask you a question. If you could buy any THQ property, if you're like a studio publisher, whatever, you just have all the money in the world and you could buy any THQ property, what would you buy and what would you do with it?
Me, Volition, for Red Faction. Red Faction Guerrilla, awesome game. I loved it. It's open world. You can break stuff down. If I had a bunch of money, I'd like to, buy Volition and say, hey guys, make a new Red Faction Guerrilla, or maybe get Red Faction and get a Red Faction engine where you can break stuff down and put it in Saints Row.
That's interesting.
So you can have a penetrator and knock a building down with it.
That would be cool. I would want to buy Homefront. I would want to see something. That's why I'm really excited about Crytek, because I feel like, Homefront could be so much more.
Yeah.
I feel like, THQ did a really weird job of marketing the game, but it works, man. Marketing for Homefront was really well. Marketing, on the other hand, for Saints Row, not so well. But then again, it is what it is. But I would love to take Homefront and make it into, a really in-depth, really well fleshed out shooter.
It's there. The Homefront 1, it's there. It's just the execution wasn't there. So I mean, we're excited. So
now a couple of licenses titles are still up for grabs, like THQ's entire WWE franchise. It's still completely up for grabs. And seeing as how, EA grabbed the UFC license from THQ at E3, it was not at E3, but it was announced at E3 in a very weird way.
They just walked out. It's like, hey, we got UFC.
You got the UFC commissioner here to talk about something. Yeah, it was pretty much a slap to the face. Now, we would imagine that EA will be in the running to grab that license. But who would you want to see take that WWE license?
I want someone that, I don't know about a big company. Maybe, I don't know. I want to say Take-Two because they already got a couple pieces of THQ, but someone who could reliably put out a good game because there's fans. There's a lot of fans.
I like that. Imagine Take-Two buying WWE. You know they already own Fight Night.
Yeah.
Imagine WWE with like a Fight Night kind of engine. I mean, that'll be really realistic. But then again, realism is not really what wrestling goes for. So you don't really know. You know, that might not work very well. Yeah. Like I played WWE All Stars. I loved it. Then I played WWE 2011. Loved it. So I think that, you know, it'll be really interesting. I know Arnell, our producer, who's a huge wrestling fan, he talked about how he wanted to see WWE buy that license and create it. I think that has, you know, pluses and cons, because I mean, if they do buy it, they could really, you know, put their entire creativity into it. Yeah. But then again, they might not have, you know, studio experience per se.
They're gonna have some trouble selling the WWE license because WWE has to approve it.
Yeah, and they've been hush-hush about it, you know, ever since. Another title up for grabs, Darksiders. Nobody is claiming it, nobody wants it, which cannot be a good sign, my man.
Super underrated. People play Darksiders too. It's awesome.
Apparently no one is, and no one's going to.
You could just go win it on Steam or the THQ bundle. When they were at the Humble bundle they had, you could have gotten it for like $5.
Yeah.
But it's a shame. It's a shame, and you could tell that the Darksiders series is a labor of love.
All right, now a moment of silence. Not really, but we're gonna list out the really crappy THQ shovelware, just like a 25 percentile of it. Monsters Inc.
Action Man, amp it up.
Big Mother Truckers.
Hello Kitty Party Pals.
Bratz Babies with a Z.
Juiced.
50 Cent Blood on the Sand.
Megamind.
You know about that. SpongeBob SquarePants. All of them. All those games. All the crappyware. It's really sad. I mean, I guess that shovelware kind of helps to move things, but it really did bog down their system. I mean,
and I don't think THQ had a lot of good decisions during like getting the shovelware, getting those licenses, but I don't think they had a good decision on like UDraw.
Yeah. That was a huge flop because you know, it cost a lot to make that, and people really didn't buy that. So
like, if I want to play Pictionary, I'm not gonna use the pad. I'm just gonna use a piece of paper.
Exactly. I don't know. Maybe other companies should really take a note from THQ's history book and stop making shovelware. Though, you know, THQ's best numbers are on the Wii, and then again, that's where your Bratz, All-Star Cheer Squad, and Gallop and Ride audience are. That's that audience. That's that market. It's you know. So I guess that's why, you know, you have the Wii, then you have the Xbox and the PS3. That's the order of sales for THQ's products. So
there's money to be had, but you gotta question THQ's decisions, especially towards the end of their life.
Yeah, it's something to be kind of worried about. But anyway, we'll be right back with our producer Arnell. He's gonna hop in, actually replace me, and talk about, you know, the Nintendo Direct that just happened. If you're on Blip, you gotta watch this commercial, and if you're not on Blip, like YouTube, and you're awesome, just blink a couple times, and we'll be back.
And don't forget to comment and get the shirt. Hey guys, welcome our producer, director Arnell. He's badass, usually behind the camera, and now he's one of the biggest Nintendo fanboys we know. Right here, that's his. And we're gonna talk about Nintendo Direct.
Yes, that came pretty much after our last show. I think I uploaded our previous show and then Nintendo Direct came on. Like, we have a lot of news to talk about.
They can't even wait until E3. They're just like bam, 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 bam. So dude, so run us through some of the quick updates about Nintendo Direct.
Okay, well, this Nintendo Direct that happened was about half an hour long, and they touched on a number of subjects. One of them was just, in general, they're gonna get updates. 2 updates coming in the spring and summer, I believe, and hopefully that's something to alleviate the slower loading times that people have been complaining about.
Some optimizing.
Yeah, you know, it's just good to have a little cleanup for that.
It's good because a lot of people kind of have the Wii U now, so they can kind of do some little stress testing, and then know where to optimize it.
Yeah,
so that's
and
good.
Then another thing is the Miiverse. They're very happy with how it's working, and I really like it too. One thing that they talked about for the Miiverse that I hope goes through is they're going to make a Miiverse app. Because it's its own social network within within the Wii U. It's fine, but then I would like my Twitter followers to know what I'm doing too.
Yeah.
So something I actually do is whatever I type in and write into the Miiverse, I end up retyping it on Twitter.
Okay.
I can't draw a fancy picture, but whatever.
How people do that on the Wii U? It's awesome.
People that do those crazy drawings, it is amazing.
How do y'all do that? If you can do it, can you tweet us?
Yeah.
The Game Fanatics. We want to see your pics. It's awesome.
But yeah, that would be a really good integration to have if you put it together with Miiverse with Twitter or Miiverse with Facebook. I'm all for it. It's good.
That's cool because that's just more people, kind of getting into your social network in Nintendo.
Mm-hmm. And something else they talked about was the Virtual Console.
That is awesome.
Yes.
That is awesome. So, am I going to pay like $9.99 for Metroid?
You are not going to pay,
or maybe Super Metroid?
Well, okay. One thing is, the purpose of the Virtual Console is people didn't want to play. You have to go through the Wii menu on the Wii U to play your previous Virtual Console games. Mm-hmm. To eliminate that step, now you're going to have Virtual Console for the Wii U itself.
Awesome.
And you could play on the TV, on the gamepad, and with several different controls. You could do the Game Pro controller, the Wiimote, or the tablet itself. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the Virtual Console. Well, right now they're gonna do a program to celebrate Famicom being 30 years old. Which I didn't know was 30 years old. But from January till July, they will release one Famicom game for 30 cents.
That's amazing.
And it's not 30 cents
amazing.
To rent it for 30 days. It's 30 cents and you keep it. So instead of paying the normal $5 for a Nintendo game, you get, for January, Balloon Fight for 30 cents.
That's
32
cool.
attacks. But yeah, 32 cents, that is not much to pay for something great. And the one I'm really looking forward to is Super Metroid. I believe comes out in May.
That's very cool.
And Super Metroid for 30 cents? Come on, that is a steal.
That has to be one of the best games in that generation, Super Metroid.
Definitely.
I remember playing that and it just blew my mind. Because, I played original Metroid and just at a level, it's fantastic. Y'all don't miss out on it. If you have a Wii U or plan to get a Wii U, jump on that.
Well, the thing is, for these Famicom ones, it's only available for that month. So January, Balloon Fight. Once it's over, it moves on to the next one, which I believe is F-Zero. Then it's Punch-Out. I might be saying these out of order, but there's Punch-Out, Yoshi.
Yoshi's Island? Is it Yoshi?
No, just like Yoshi.
Okay.
Like the NES Yoshi.
Okay.
Kirby, and then Super Metroid. I think I'm missing one, but that's pretty much the majority of it right there. All right. Moving on.
Yeah, did they talk about new games?
Yes, of course. You gotta talk about your new games. They announced. It's not anything that hasn't been heard of already. One thing that they did want to say is from January to February there will not be any new games.
See, I saw that and I was like, that's kind of like, but it's a new console. That's what we did when an Xbox 360 came out. We played Xbox games. They need to catch up to get more games out there.
Yeah, and honestly,
so
on my wish list of Wii U games, there's nothing in January and February. Like all the games they talked about, the Wonderful 100. That is one I might get. Yoshi,
cool.
Not Yoshi. Game & Wario, I might get that. But yeah, those weren't in the January-February spot. And then other games they talked about were Bayonetta 2. The Yoshi Yarn game, which is kind of like, it looks like Kirby's Epic Yarn.
So I'm gonna say one thing about that. Kirby's Epic Yarn is essentially a Yoshi game. Kirby will whip things and then poop out their power. Yes, that's how Yoshi does it. It's a Yoshi's power. So this is making it a Yoshi
it's a good
game.
Fit, yeah.
A true Yoshi game.
It looks really good anyway. And then one crossover that I didn't even think of would ever happen: Shin Megami Tensei cross Fire Emblem.
That's
cool.
That is so freaking cool. And because of the sorry, go ahead.
No, go on.
So the whole Shin Megami Tensei, of course, Persona series. That's with their people, kind of with their stuff versus the Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem didn't really catch on the stage. We have a few Fire Emblem games here, but very cool. It's gonna be awesome in Japan. I know the Japanese is gonna be all over it. Hopefully, it'll be receptive in the Western audiences as well.
I mean, I'm not too big on either franchise. I've only played a few Shin Megami Tensei games, and I didn't latch onto it, but I did like them and I enjoyed them. And the Fire Emblem I never got into, although the latest 3DS demo was really great.
Cool.
But then seeing those two franchises cross together is like, whoever thought of that?
Yes, I'm still playing Persona 4. So,
anyway. And then their last title was just with a Red X, which a lot of people assumed would be Xenoblade Chronicles sequel, or maybe something with Xenogears, because there are the mechs in that.
I'm excited about that, because that's kind of how, like, going back to Xenogears and Xenosaga when they had the mechs.
I hope so.
So let's get back to that. And I really love that franchise. Xenogears. I'm thinking I'm gonna play that again on the freaking Vita. Anyway,
and then I think this was the end, or maybe towards the end, but they had the creator of Zelda come out. Forget his name, Eiji Aonuma, I believe. Could be wrong. But anyways, they talked about the new Zelda game that's supposed to come out and saying, oh, it won't come out till 2013. Well, no, wait, 2014. Sorry, we're in that 2013 right now.
Yeah.
So 2014, possibly for the new next Zelda.
Okay.
Which they say is gonna be different. Like, not just go to this dungeon to this dungeon to this dungeon.
It's gonna be more open world, less linear.
Yeah, which could be harking to the original Zelda, which you could have done in any order.
Yeah.
The other thing was, it might be a multiplayer game, not just single player.
Kind of like Four Swords, maybe?
If it's like Four Swords, I'm okay with that. If it's some other multiplayer, I mean, I'll try it, but I'm not sure about that.
Or Nintendo Land, where we just went like this.
That's fine too. But yeah, and the other thing about Zelda, since we're not gonna get one for 2013, I had to think about that. For 2013, they're gonna give us in the fall Wind Waker HD.
That's awesome.
That is so good.
Out of all the Zelda series, I think Wind Waker is the I'm not gonna say the Zelda series is underrated, but of all the series, I think Wind Waker is the underrated. A lot of people dismissed it because of their art style.
Yes, but now it's 10 years later. It's getting a HD remake, and I haven't seen or read anyone complain about it.
It's gonna be very, very cool.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely picking that up, because I was telling you before the show, I was itching to either replay Wind Waker or Twilight Princess. I was gonna do that maybe last month, and I just waited, and then this announcement came. Like, all right, I'll wait till fall, play Wind Waker again.
That's very cool. So I guess that's it for for Nintendo. Man, they said a lot. I mean, I wonder what's going to be left for E3 then, if they made all these announcements.
See, that's what I'm thinking is, they made all these announcements, and then they'll show this and a little more at E3, because possibly they think Microsoft or Sony will just have a lot to say
about their new consoles, but then they're like, here, bam, bam, game.
It's like, oh, well, Nintendo, you already know what Nintendo's bringing you, so don't worry, go see what else is coming out.
Awesome.
We'll see.
Awesome. So, well, Arnell, thank you for letting us know about Nintendo Direct. It was really, really awesome. And then we'll be right back. Thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and add us to your circle on Google+.
For more on what we talked about today, as well as other stories and editorials written by our Fanatical staff, be sure to visit our website.
Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're posting retro episodes of the Game Fanatics show every Wednesday and Sunday. We're also posting some footage from our trip to CES 2013. Check out some of the great stuff from SealSeries, MSI, and more. And one of our editors, Jake, gives his impression of the SimCity beta. Subscribe to our channel, youtube.com/TheGameFanaticsTV.
Don't forget to check out other great productions from the entire crew of the Game Fanatics, such as the G-Spot and Geek Cave podcast. Shoutouts also to Premier Fits, who hooked me up with the sweet snapback. You can check out their full lineup of cool headgear at www.premierfits.com. And again, of course, to our friends at Yaush.
From all of us from the Game Fanatics, I'm Rai Kayari.
Fanatical G.
Keep calm and game on!
Sony Entertainment Network introducing our new web store. Mom, please call me. And those are my emails, guys.
Set up straight. Show your pecs.
Ah.
Alright.
Want to take us to the gun show? Just kidding. All right, I'm ready.
Can make our female fans faint.
Oh Lord! Wow, wow, wow! All right, cool.
Rock on. Nice
My
one.
butt is itching.
Scratch it for you.
Go ahead, scratch it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1. Now, if you're watching, 3, 2, 1.
Be possible if you're so. Yeah. Banji has to start. Banji! Damn it! Junction Point Studios, makers of Disney's Epic Mickey, is no more! Okay.
It is pretty late.
Yeah, we're almost done.
Ah. All that grim jobs.
And the HD trailer for the blah blah blah. That's just. Frick!
The God of War returns to our PlayStations. Wait, what? The Last of Us is looking to be a survival horror game like no her. I said her. All right.
Horror. One more thing. Jackie! Our producer Arnell, he's so badass, he's usually behind the camera, but... Sorry, I thought you said something to me.
Yeah, no, I just mouthed badass. Right.
Oh, okay.
We'll start.
Okay, I can say badass?
Yeah, you can say badass.
Okay. Sorry, I don't know.
Just
Can I
okay,
curse?
because even though in cable you can actually say stuff like and you can say we're gonna say
Oh, they did a South Park thing where they said
I know, but it's actually more acceptable now.
Okay. All right. Okay.
As long as you don't say the F or C word.
Fabulous.
Crayon.
Crayon.
Okay, Ryan, you start.
Right.
Thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and add us to your circle on Google+.
All right, and then this is yours as well.
You know what? They used to laugh at me when I said I want to be a comedian. No one's laughing now.
Don't forget to check out other.
You're like, you can do it. You can do it.
I'm too sexy for my love, too sexy for my love, love's going to leave me.